I would like to discuss to you the optimization problems, and these are the steps to follow. First is you are going to draw a problem, draw a diagram, then you have to assign variables. Pero ang pinakauna talaga is yung makuha yung model. Ano yun? Or an expression of one variable. Dapat isang variable lang talaga. Kung meron tayong other variable, i-derive natin. Second, find the derivative. And after natin makuha ang derivative ng ating mathematical model function, then the third step is i-equate natin sa 0 para ma-solve natin ang value ng x or ng unknown. And then, after ma-solve natin ang value ng x, babalik tayo sa ating original function para ma-solve natin ang f of that given x sub o. So, yun yung pinaka-simple. So, let's start with an example. Find the number in the interval negative 2, 2 so that the difference of the number from its square is maximized. So, the preposition used is from. It means mauuna ang square followed by the number, of course. And this difference will take effect on this. So, meaning, kung ito ay x squared, ang difference ay dito makikita sa preposition, and then this one is x. So, that means pabaliktad because it's from. So, that means our f of x is x squared minus x. So, this is our f of x. Let x be the desired number. And we know that x here must be an element of the closed interval negative 2, 2. So, we know that according to the EVT or the extreme value theorem na kung itong dalawa ay endpoints ng ating interval, that means these are candidates of our critical point. So, it means we will equate this one. First of all is kukunin natin ang derivative. So, kukunin natin ang derivative ng x squared minus x, that is 2x minus 1. Then, equate natin sa 0. And therefore, you've got 0 is equals to 2x minus 1. So, kung titingnan natin, ang ating value ng x ay 1/2. So, ang x natin ay 1/2. Ito yon kasi equate natin sa 0. So, 4x for that. And x equals 1/2. So, it means, tatlo na ang ating critical points. Kasi itong dalawa ay galing sa theorem ng AVT. Since these two are extremes, so these are candidates. And the other one is yung candidate natin, yung nasa 1/2. So, the question is, yung number na andito ba ang 1/2 sa between negative 2 and 2? Yes. Andito ang 2, ang negative 2. Yung ima-maximize natin. Pag sinasabing maximize, it means the greatest. Ang pinakadako na value sa atong f of x. So, it means, kung papalitan natin ng negative 2 ang x, that is negative 2 squared, 4 minus negative 2, that is 4 plus 2, that is 6. Kung ang x naman ay 2, you've got 2 squared, 4 minus 2, that is 2. So, kung x naman ay 1/2, that means 1/2 squared, 1/4 minus 1/2, that is 1/4 minus 1/2 is negative 1/4. So, it means ang pinakadako nga value is ang 6. Ang pinakagamay na value is negative 1/4. So, it means from this interval, ang pinakamalaking difference is the 6, but we are going to find the maximum, so it means negative 2. That is example 4. Here we have example 5. The range R, ang range R dito is the horizontal distance. This is the distance dito galing hanggang yung bato na ating tinatapon ay babagsak sa lupa. Distance of launch site to point of impact. Of a projectile, so itinapon natin siya pataas, that is launched at an angle theta. So, ang theta natin is from 0 to 90 degrees and from the horizontal and with a fixed initial speed of v sub o. Ang ibig sabihin nitong v sub o is, it means sa pagbuhi nimo sa bato, it means gaano siya kabilis. So, that is v sub o, that is the speed, and that is our velocity, initial velocity. This is in squared. In here, we have v sub o as the initial speed. So, kung ano kabilis ang ating pagtapon. And g here is the acceleration due to gravity, which is equivalent to 9.8 meter per second squared. Yun po ang kanyang standard value. And this is sine 2 theta. Actually, this is an equation which is galing sa ating mga physics. And it's a way of expressing distance or the horizontal distance of a point to another point. The r sub theta, r of theta. Ang ibig sabihin nito is, ipapakita natin na ang maximum talaga na distance is ang theta equals 45 degrees. Kung magtapon tayo ng isang object, ang pinakamalayo niya na mapuntahan is kung ang angle na ating pag-throw is 45 degrees. Let r theta, yung ating function, that is the distance, horizontal distance, and this is the formula. So, actually, ito ay ano na. So, kung r theta, it means ang ating kukunin ngayon is ang kanyang derivative. So, ang derivative ng r theta, r prime theta, which is, ang theta lang ang ating i-derive, which is in here. And the rest will be served as constant. Okay. So, since constant ito, we are going to factor that one. So, andyan siya. And we know that the derivative of sine theta is the derivative of sine 2 theta, which is cosine 2 theta, times the derivative of 2 theta, which is 2. Therefore, the derivative of this is 2 times cosine 2 theta. So, ito yan. And we know that cosine 2 theta, ito na yung ating times v sub o squared over g is our derivative. And this derivative will be equated to 0. So, kung kukunin natin siya, equate natin sa 0, that means i-divide natin siya by 2, or we will be having a cosine 2 theta equals 0. Saan ba ang value na ang cosine 2 theta ay 0 or cosine theta? So, kung ang theta natin ay cosine theta is 90, actually, magiging ano siya, 0. So, it means ang cosine 2 theta must be cosine 90, and therefore 2 theta equals 90. Or theta equals 90 over 2, which is equal to 45. So, that means 45 degree is a critical point. And then, babalik tayo sa ating original function. Here, you have sine 2 theta, yan, times 90 times 0, kasi close interval siya, so ito ay kasali. Yeah. And then, pi over 4, kasi yun ang ating nakuha na 45 degrees from here. And then, titingnan natin kung saan ang kanyang maximum. In here, you've got 0. In here, you've got 0. And in here, you've got the constant, v sub o squared over g. That means we can conclude that f attains its maximum at theta equals 45 degrees with a value of maximum distance of v sub o squared over g. So, yun yung kanyang proof. I think I'm done with example 5. If you have some questions, just comment below. Here is the example. Our rectangular box is to be made from a piece of cardboard 24 cm by 9 cm. And this is a rectangle actually. Wide, cutting out identical squares from the four corners and turning up the sides. It means magkakat tayo ng 4 na square dito sa ating corners. And then, these are squares actually. Ito ay magiging height. Magiging base ay ito na lang. Kasi i-fold din siya pataas. And ito siya. And then, ito na yung base natin. So, this is the base, this is the height, and yan, magiging solid na siya. Ang ating height ay automatic is S. But the question is, what is this? How long is this na? Because this is our base. We know that this is 9 at saka kukunan ng isang S, kukunan ng isang S. That means it becomes 9 minus 2S kasi ang 9 kinunan ng dalawang S. Second is yung length niya. Since kinunan din siya ng S, this is kinunan din siya ng S, it means 24 minus S or 24 minus 2S. Yun na yung kanyang length. Ang kanyang width ay 9 minus 2S. Ang height niya ay S. Bakit? Kasi naging box yan siya. So for that, you've got the volume of 24 minus 2S times 9 minus 2S times S. That is length times width times height. And if you are going to multiply this one, this is equivalent to 216s minus 66s squared plus 4s cubed. Second step kasi is kukunin natin ang derivative. So, kung kukunin natin ang derivative nito, remember that that is equivalent to 216s. So, the derivative is 216. This one is 66s squared. That is 66 times 2. That is 132. And this 2 times, of course, this becomes 4. So, 4s cubed, that is 4 times 3. And that is 12s squared. So, ito yung ating derivative. Now, i-equate natin sa 0. Pag equate natin sa 0, ang kanyang factor is equivalent to 3s minus 6 times 4 times s minus 9. Kasi mapafactor natin ang 4 dito. So, kung mapafactor ang 4, we got 54 minus 33s plus 3s squared. And this can be factored by 3s minus 6 and s minus 9. So it means our s now is equal to, so s minus 9 equals 0, so s equals 9 kasi this one, 3s minus 6 equals to 0, so therefore s equals to 2. Mapapansin natin dito sa ating sa ating box na ang pinakamalaking value dito ay 9. So it means yung s talaga cannot be equal to 9. Why? Because mauubos yung base niya. So therefore, yung ating s na 9 ay hindi po siya kasali. It's because yun po ang pinakamalaking side doon. And therefore, you've got s is 2. You have 2 and 24 minus 2 times 2 kasi ang s daw ay 2. 9 minus 2 times 2 times 2, that is equivalent to 200. And therefore, the volume, yung maximum volume na 200 cubic centimeter. Yun yung laman na pinakamalaki. With a side of 2, so this one is the box. Okay. This one is 2 because that is the S. And then 9 minus 2S, the 9 minus 4, that is 5. So this is the width. And the length is 24 minus 2 times 2, that is 20. So 20 times 2 times 5, that is 200 cubic centimeter. Determine the dimensions of a right circular cylinder of greatest volume that can be inscribed in a right circular cone of radius 6 cm and height 9 cm. So it means ito ay 9 cm, ito ay 6 cm. Ito kasi ay isang right circular cone, so that means ano siya, patuyok ni dinhi and then that is a cone actually. So ito yung second right triangle. Papalitan ko siya ng color para maklaro. So this is the second right triangle. Ayan, ito yellow. So kung mapapansin mo, ang first, kung ito ay 6, that means from here, yung dito, papunta dito, that is 6. The question is, kung R ito, because is this the radius of the cylinder, what is this from here up to here? Because that is the base of the triangle. So kung R ito, anong i-add natin sa blank para magiging 6? Of course, that is 6 minus R. Why? Because 6 minus R plus R is equals to 6. We can have now since the angles are equal, corresponding angles now. These are corresponding angles. And we have here this right angle, and this one is the reflexive angle because it equals to itself. So we've got the AAA similarity, and if they are similar, that means the corresponding sides are proportional. So ano mga corresponding sides? Itong base na 6, ang ka-correspond niya or kanyang kapartner is 6 minus R. So kung 6 over 6 minus R equals this one, which is equal to 9 over, ito naman ay isang height. Kasi ito ay height ng ating cone, ito rin ay height ng ating triangle, maliit. Okay, so this is 9 over h. So that's why you've got 6 over 6 minus r equals 9 over h. So ang gagawin natin is solve natin ano ba ang solve natin? Remember, ang ating i-maximize is ang volume ng right circular cylinder. Meron tayong r na 6. That means yung h natin ang isosolve natin kasi may value tayo ng r. So, ang ating h is equals to 9 over, this is 6 times, ito ay 6 minus r. Okay. Bakit yun ang ating nangyari? Cross product lang po. 9 times 6 minus r over 6 equals h, or exchange itong dalawa. And that means our h equals 9 minus 6. 9 over 6 times 6 minus r. So, itong volume natin na V over R, this is our model actually, na pi r squared h. Ang pi r squared ay kukopyahin natin. Okay, pi r squared. Ang ating h ay papalitan natin ng 9 times 6 minus r, okay, over 6. Okay, and ang maiiwan yan, kung atin yang siyang isi-simplify, ang result niyan is 54 over 6. 54 over 6, which is 9. So, 9 pi r squared. Okay. And then, minus, ito naman ay 9 times r over 6 times pi r squared. that is 9 over 6. Okay, 9 over 6 pi r squared times r, that is pi r cubed. Okay, so kung kukunin natin ang derivative nito, you've got 2 times 9, that is 18. So 18 pi r kasi r 2 minus 1. Ito naman ay 3 times 9, that is 27 divided 6. That is divisible by 3. So that is 9 over 2 pi r squared. So this is our derivative, which is kung i-factor natin, na equate natin sa 0, you have a factor of 9 pi r, or kahit ano. Ang ating i-factor dito ay ang pi r lang. So you've got 18 minus 9 over 2 r of r. So it means kung isa-solve natin ang value ng r, ano bang value dito para ma-equate natin ito sa 0? Paano ba ito magiging 0? So magiging 0 ito siya kung ang 2 minus r over 2 ay equal to 0, or ang r equals 0, but r cannot be equal to 0. So therefore, you've got 2 minus r over 2 must be equal to 0. Ano bang value ng r dito? Of course, very clear na ang r natin ay 4. Why? Because 4 over 2, 2 minus 2 equals, so r must be equal to 4. And for that, if r is 4, balik tayo dito. Ano pala ang height? That is 9 times 6 minus 4 over 6. That is 18 over 6, and that is 3. So the height must be equal to 3. And the volume is 9 times 4 squared times 3, kasi ang h natin ay 3. And you will get equals to 48 pi. Okay, so this is the volume of our cylinder. So therefore, the volume is maximized when the radius is 4 and the height is 3, and you will get a volume of 48 pi. Okay, the largest circular cylinder that can be described in a given cone has dimensions r equals 4 and height equals 3 cm. Yun yung pwedeng ipasok dito sa ating dito. So ang height nito ay 3, tapos ang radius nito ay 4. Okay, para maipasok natin siya sa cone with the maximum volume ng ating circular cylinder. That's the power of algebra. Thank you so much, and you can have this practice. Okay, so that's the end, guys.